In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the student section of the Grow app and show you how to add students, how to edit their data, and how to use the student section. The page that you see here is the main screen of the student section, and it's a collection of all the students you've added into a class. After you add your students, their pictures and their names will show up. Right now you see their current reading level underneath their name. You can choose to see that or to turn that feature off in the settings. To add a student, you're going to click on the Add Student button on the top corner. Then you'll be given a pop-up where you can fill in their basic information. Their first name, their last name is optional. You can check if they are an English language learner or if they have an IEP or a 504 plan. You can also add any kind of generic notes that you would like. If you want to add their birthday or their personal information or times that they may meet with other teachers or maybe some of their hobbies or learning interests. And if you tap on Subject Status, you'll see all of the subjects that you currently have in your account. And you can see the red and yellow and green dots next to them, that stoplight system that for me I use to indicate if the student is on track and meeting the benchmark standards for those subjects. Yellow if they are making progress towards their goals but are not quite there. And red if they might need more help or intervention with that subject. If you have reading as one of your subjects, you're also going to see an end of the year goal and a current level. And you can tap on those boxes and it'll bring up the reading level system that you use, and you can enter in one of those letters or numbers. You can click on the dots to choose the color for each subject. You can also add a photo for your student. You can add a picture, or I have seen other teachers use things like numbers, pictures of numbers, or character drawings if you would not like to have their pictures in your app. You can push Add Student to add that student. I'm going to go ahead and push Cancel, and you can see all the students I currently have in my account. Now I'm going to click into one of the students' profiles. Before I do that, I'll show you these blue circles. Those blue circles indicate that that student is shared with another teacher or with another class within your own account. I'm going to click on Maya R at the bottom of the screen, and it brings me into her personal page, her profile. And here I can see all of that information that I put in when I created the student. She has an X next to the IEP and the 504 as well as the EL because she does not have those things or she's not an EL student. I put in some basic information under those general notes, her birthday, things that she likes, her favorite subject, and when she meets with another teacher. Right under that are the groups that she's currently in, the reading group, the word study group, the math group, or the writing group that she's in. Then you can see all of the subjects and her status for each of those. If you want to edit this information, you can choose that Edit button at the top right corner. Now I'll click on Notes underneath Info. And here is where you can keep any notes on this student. You can take a note directly on this screen by tapping into this yellow box at the top and typing into that. You can change the date if you would like. You can also add an attachment by clicking on the Add with a paperclip, and you can submit that note. I'm going to go ahead and submit a test note and push Submit. You can see it pop up underneath that yellow box. And now I'll show you how to edit and delete. If you would like to edit or delete, you simply swipe that note to the left and choose Edit or Delete. I'm going to choose Delete. It'll give me a warning. Choose Delete again, and it's disappeared from the list of notes. The notes that you take on lesson plans under this child's name will also show up on this screen. Within the notes that I have taken, you can see that 2 of them have a view attachment button, and that indicates that I have attached a photo to that note. And if I click on that, it will pull up that photo. I want to push the X at the top right corner to take me back to my student profile page. Now I'm going to tap on the Assessments tab that's underneath the Notes tab. And here is a collection of all the assessments that I have created for my class, and then the scores that I've given to this student. If the assessment has a yellow circle with a number next to the name, the assessment name, that means that that is a grouped assessment. So there are multiple assessments within that parent assessment. That top one there that says test, or the 4th one down that says math tasks, if I click on one of those, it's going to give me a slide out screen and show me all of the assessments within that grouped assessment and the scores that that student has been given. On here you'll also see the scores for each of her assessments, and if you choose to use the color indicators, they'll show up there under the status. You can filter through these assessments by tapping on the assessment name or the subject names at the top. Now I'm going to click on Graph, the Graph tab underneath Assessments, where you will see a graph and all of your grouped assessments. As you click through, you can see the graph change for each assessment. And you can see that the orange to green line indicates the scores that this student has received, and the white line is your class average for each assessment. I'm now going to take you back to that info page, that main info page, and then show you a few of the icon buttons at the top and how they work. One of the things that you can do with your data is export your data. And if you click on the little envelope at the top with the arrow coming out, you'll see what looks like could be a PDF or a document of all of the data that you have on this student. So it gives you that general information, their colors or statuses for each subject, their assessments, and all of their scores. And it also has all of the notes that you've taken on that student. If you click on the button in the top right-hand corner, you can see that you can export that to many other apps. You can print it or save it as a PDF. I'm going to push cancel to go back to the student page. You can delete this student with the trash can icon, or you can click on that 3 arrow icon, and here you can choose to share this student with another user or another class by entering in either the class that you want to share with or the user's email. This student is currently being shared with another class in my account, and I'm going to show you now what the other class or other teacher will be able to see. I'm going to go back to my home screen, and she has shared with this Mrs. Lewis. And I'll click on her picture again, and you can see all of that general information that I had put in and her notes. So each teacher that has access to this student can edit those things, and they will change in both accounts. You are sharing the student. However, the assessments and the graph will end up blank because the assessments will be tied to the class or the account that the student is in. That is an overview of the student section of the app. and how to use it, how to add a student. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me at amanda@grow-app.com, and I would love to talk with you. Thank you.